O'Neill needs snookers in frame 6, I can tell you, so it looks as though Tirapong Paiboon is going to prevail there. John Astley and Barry Hawkins both received first round walkovers today over Lee Spick and Jack Jones respectively. Gerard Green beat Jack Lazowski 4-3. Green led 3-0. Lazowski pulled back to force a decider, but couldn't quite complete the fight back, as Carter just dabs into the reds. Dominic Dale, he beat Switzerland's Alexander Ursenbacher 4-1. In a real battle between two cagey individuals. It's Joe Perry 3, Ken Doherty 3. Norway's Kurt Mafflin, also in a decider, right at the start of it, against the young amateur Stephen Hallworth. Alfie Burton leads Elliot Slesser 3-1. And he's 57-0 ahead in frame 5, so victory for Burden might not be too far away. Luca Bressel from Belgium, he's 2-1 up on Paul Davison after losing the first frame. A good match on paper between Michael White and Stephen Maguire. They've shared the opening 2 frames there, 1-1. And Scotland's Marcus Campbell leads Andrew Higginson from England 1-0. So you're right up to date, and very conveniently, the two players have decided not to pot a ball while I was giving you those scores. Good of them, I thought that.
Yeah, it's been some good safety though from both players.
Mirka Kessler there getting down the line of the shot, making sure she knows exactly how the balls lay, just in case there is a foul.
Yes, just caught it a little thick. And by coming over the left side of the table, that's made things very awkward for Ryan Day. Unless he can play the reds down just past the pink. Maybe the red next to the black. Don't know if he can get to that one. If not, then he's in a little bit of trouble. Needs thinking about. Has a red to the right centre, but real tricky red. He's taking it on. Oh, so close.
Something about Germany that agrees with Ali Carter. At the Tempodrome in Berlin last season, he won the German Masters title. His third world ranking event success after the Welsh Open in 2009 and the Shanghai Masters in 2010. And these days, if you have 3 ranking titles on your resume, Joe, boy, can you play.
Absolutely. And 2 world finals. Long red for Ryan Day. No guarantee of position. Had to play it with a lot of right hand side on the cue ball to avoid the reds, and that made the pot more difficult. He'll be disappointed with that one. Fully expected to get that straight red. So Ryan Day straight back at the table with a chance.
Yes, the quarter miss didn't seem to be the cleanest of contacts either, and I think that frustrated him even more.
Well, he's got the angle on the brown to go into that cluster of reds, try and release the pink. Oh, he's pushed it to the side cushion and he's fell in behind a red. Very unfortunate. And you do need a little bit of luck when you're going into the clusters. He didn't get it on that occasion. Good safety though. And that's what you've got to try and do when things don't go as well as you expect them to. Concentrate on the safety. Try and put your opponent in trouble. And that's a good safety. The pink making things awkward. Managed to just miss it, and he'll settle for that. Always seems to be a big ball, the blue. So many players seem to find it.
You know, in the late 70s, early 80s, the start of BBC snooker was always John Spencer breaking off, and sticks in my mind very clearly. Off the reds he came, went straight into the blue, and they kept it in.
Yes, and you always seem to find the blue when you're 2-0 down or you're behind in a match. This game's gone a little scrappy. The black tied up, pink tied up. Well, there's the black free, and that was a handy little nudge on the red, a raise of the hand, and that'll make Allister feel a lot better.
Yes, it's a convention, isn't it, to say sorry for a little bit of luck here and there, but really, you're not really sorry, are you?
I think the only thing he's sorry about is it hasn't finished behind the blue.
I've told this story before. The only player I've ever seen who shows his true feelings when he had a fluke was a South African called Robbie Grace, who used to laugh his head off.
I think that's what everybody feels like doing, Phil.
Yes, there was no pretense with Robbie.
Can he creep this cue ball in behind the yellow and blue? Not quite thick enough on the red.
The applause you might have heard. Kurt Mafflin from Norway has beaten Stephen Hallworth 4-3. The young amateur gave a good account of himself, but In the end, Mafflin came through. And one more result to give you. Alfie Burden beats Elliot Slesser 4-1.
Another very good safety shot from Ali Carter. You can see reds, but doesn't appear to be a way back to balk. But he's found one.
And as this safety exchange continues, it gives me the chance to give you another result. A very popular man, Ken Doherty, the 1997 world champion, has beaten Joe Perry 4-3.
That's a good win, that, for Ken Doherty.
Day right to be circumspect, especially given Carter's scoring power in the first two frames. He knows his opponent is more than capable of taking advantage if an opportunity is given. Mind you, the balls here have run very awkwardly. Well, again, as Phil said earlier, the long potting not quite as good as it used to be for Ryan Day. It was a very difficult pot. And full marks to him for taking it on. But those are the kind of shots where you've got to rattle the red down this end of the table at least. Keeping it down this end of the table is a little fortunate not to have left that red on. Well, he'll settle for that one. That was an excellent shot to leave the cue ball dead on the cushion as well. It's a messy table. Carter trying his best to free the black, and he has done, but the weight of the safety shot not fit for purpose.
And another half chance for Ryan Day. Well, he managed to pull the cue ball away from danger, but a thin cut to the right corner for Ali Carter. Got to avoid that red in the middle of the table. Oh, well, that's so unfortunate.
Round 4.
Could have gone anywhere, the cue ball, when it cannoned into the red. Chose to go into the middle. Great pot, but most unfortunate.
And we've seen it time and time again, Joe, that shots of that nature can turn matches.
Absolutely. It can do your head in, as they say. Especially if you get punished for it. But it isn't a good table, this. But who knows? A couple of shots it could be.
One. Eight.
Well, that's worked out well, but he hasn't developed the red. He's been a little unfortunate again. Although you could say he's been fortunate to finish so well on the black.
Yes, and indeed to be at the table in the first place.
Yes, because of course that unlucky enough that Ali Carter played last visit to the table. But Ali Carter is back at the table.
Yes, I think from Day's reaction there, he detected a kick, didn't like the contact. Carter immediately called for the cue ball to be cleaned, and that tells us it was a kick.
So things just not going Ryan Day's way at the moment, and these are short matches. Well, that's opened things up. Now, does he take the green on or drop him behind the blue using the brown? All choices. He's looked at the safety, he's looked at the pot. Looks like it's the safety. Keeping the pressure well and truly on Ryan Day. Didn't want to take the green on and miss it and leave an easy chance for Day.
Well, Joe, whatever he played, it wasn't that.
No, not sure what he played really. I think he was attempting to hit it a little thin and get the cue ball back to baulk, but well, very risky. Yes, he was trying to miss the black. Maybe he can bring the black back down the table, leave the cue ball in behind the blue again.
Black ball.
Very close, but no cigar.
Always found that amazing, you know, certain members of the audience, oohed and ahhed, genuinely thinking you tried to pot the black there.
Yeah, I don't think so. This has got to be close. Fine shot from Ryan Day. There was just a touch sticking out, and where's that red going to finish? And he's on the yellow.
I think all snooker players have selective memory when it comes to the luck they've received, good or bad. Carter's no different. He had a terrible slice of luck earlier in the frame when potted a good red and went in off. There though, the fluke could yield plenty, but I think he's too straight on the red he wanted to be on.
Yeah, he just didn't get close enough to the reds, did he?
Oh,
Needs a good kiss. Well, he's got choices again. Tough black to the centre, or the easy snooker.
only card at 4.
I think that qualifies as wise, Joe.
Well, it's staying in control, isn't it? Doesn't want to leave Ryan Day any easy chances. Well, this red is potable, but how do you get to a colour? Extremely thin cut to the left corner. He's got it. And this time he is on the black or the brown.
Ryan Day entitled to have genuine cause for concern, not just with the scoreline, but the way the Carter's playing.
Yes, he's certainly playing attacking snooker. Well, I detected a little kick there as well. And that took the pace out of the cue ball and the direction of the black.
Only card at 1.
Again, that was a careless positional shot
8.
onto the 2 reds here. Looks like he's going to have to use the rest, and that just makes things a little bit more difficult. And when your confidence isn't sky high, it can make a difference.
Friday 8.
Well, he's come too far for the black. Wanted to have an angle on the black to disturb the reds. Well, that was a good effort. Is he on it? I think he is. Lots of topspin on the cue ball. Well, maybe he's not. Well, he's been very fortunate there, I can tell you. If he's covered this red. Can he see enough of it to pot it?
One of those horrible shots where you can't place the bridge comfortably.
Yeah, but can he see enough of the red? No, don't think he could. And he hasn't played the safety that well. Good pot. And it looks like just another snooker.
Yeah, it's all bits and pieces for Carter at the moment, but he's getting back into the frame. If you're just joining the match, Carter made breaks of 52 and 71 to take a 2-0 lead. 2 fluent frames. This one, I think because of the position of the reds, has been a much more staccato affair.
Well, he's hit the red, but he's the wrong side of it. And if any of you don't know what staccato means, it's nothing to do with women's high heels. Well, he's the completely wrong side of the black here. Trying to work out an angle to disturb the reds, and it's very difficult. Middle pocket's in the way. Yeah, what a great attempt. He took the risk on the middle pocket. Got so close to the reds and affords himself a little smile.
Almost one of the best positional shots you're ever likely to see. And no damage done there in terms of leaving a red on, or Although the safety initiative should be with Day after that.
Yes, 11 points in front. Well, the yellow and green, big target. Oh, and a terrific safety shot, that one from Allister. He's played some super safety. Well, they both have. Now, if he plays this one slow and he gets it wrong, he leaves the red on just to the right of the black. If he plays it hard, he just trusts the luck. Hasn't worked out. Good chance now this for Allister. Wouldn't need the difficult pink.
Yes, the crowd began to clap and then realised the implications of where the red was going and stopped.
One.
If it does go 3-0, Joe, can't see any way back for Day, although I will say one thing. He holds the distinction of being the only player to have beaten Steve Davis 5-4 from 4-0 down in a best-of-9 frame match.
So it can happen. Highly unlikely, as you say, but it can happen. And I suppose that's the good thing about snooker, is that it's never over until that last frame.
Well, we saw a number of comebacks yesterday from players being very close to defeat. Mark Selby and Stuart Bingham come to mind. By the way Carter's playing, if he does go 3-0 ahead, I think he's steaming towards a place in the last 64.
Yes, and it was down to that excellent safety where he got the snooker in behind the yellow. Now, nothing for being short on the brown here. He's got to get this cue ball far enough down the table to be able to pot the brown to get to the blue. And made sure. Oh, just crept in, but that's all it needed to do. Held it well for the blue. Two snookers required.
Allister 30 in frame number 3.
Day doesn't bother trying to get the snookers. The end game of Ali Carter again coming up trumps. In each of the frames we've had, Ryan Day has been in first, but he's not been able to capitalise.